guys, it's me. I have been absent for like 2 weeks now. Just life happens, obviously. The 2 days that I tried to film, I filmed, and then the lighting was terrible because it has been just storming and raining and being pretty gloomy outside lately, which we needed the rain, so that's fine, but didn't really make it very easy to film. But I am back, and I'm going to be doing 4 reviews today on some of the books that I've been reading. I've been reading a lot, but these are the ones that I think you'd be most interested in seeing a review and ones that I want to talk about the most. So I'm going to start with Survive by Alex Morel. This is a book that I read at the end of August. It's about a girl who's in rehab because they think she tried to kill herself. She's not exactly sure if that was the intent of why she was cutting herself, but she ends up having to go to rehab, and she has been away from her family for about a year, and she's finally been given the privilege of going home for Christmas, so it's the first time that she's gone home since entering rehab, and she has decided that on the plane she is going to officially kill herself with sleeping pills. She ends up getting on the plane and sitting next to a guy that she thinks is really annoying because he's kind of rude, and she ends up, everyone in the plane goes to sleep. She goes to the bathroom and is about to take her sleeping pills when the plane crashes. It kind of takes off from there. The plane crashes on the mountain, on a mountaintop with lots and lots of snow, and it's in the middle of a snowstorm. It's really windy, it's really hard to see, so she's wandering around thinking she's by herself and confused as to what just happened, and she finds the only person that is also alive is Paul, who was the person who was sitting next to her. So they end up having to band together and try to survive, hence the name. But I really thought this story was really interesting because it started with a character who was so broken and who had no will to live to someone who was fighting to live and fighting to survive and fighting to get back home and to see her family again. This isn't the type of book that I normally read. I normally don't read books that are so serious because I tend to read to get away from some of the more serious issues in life, and I like to escape and go somewhere happy or fun or interesting or something like that, so I don't normally tend to read as much contemporary as a lot of people probably do, but I really did enjoy this one. I did cry when I read it. It's a really, really good book, and I do recommend it, but just know that there's a lot of heaviness in it, and there's a lot of emotion in it, but I really think you would like it. The next novel that I want to talk about is Of Poseidon by Anna Banks. It's a young adult book about essentially mermaids. They call it something different, but pretty much mermaids. And it starts with the main character who is in Florida with her best friend, and she runs into this guy named Galen, and she literally falls into him because she's kind of a klutz. And she then goes out with her friend to the ocean, so embarrassed, and something really horrible and tragic happens. Because of this incident, Galen starts to think that she is not just a human, that she might be a mermaid like she is, or like he is, excuse me. And so she goes back to New Jersey, and he ends up following with his sister, and they go and to try to see what she is, if she's possibly one of them, and if so, why don't they know about her. And I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this book. I feel like this book completely set the standards for any books about mermaids, and I really, really enjoyed the writing style. The author of this book has also written an adult novel, or it's more of a sci-fi, but not that that's not the same thing, but under the name Anna Scarlett, and I don't know which is her real name or if they're both just writing names, pen names, but I read that one after I read this one because I liked the writing style so much of this one. I had to read it on my Nook because it's only available for e-reader. It's probably available on a Kindle as well, but I know it's not available in physical form as of now. But that one was really, really good as well. It's called Degrees of Wrong, and it's about a doctor who is taken hostage by the UN to try to find a cure for the Black Death that has been, my cat is going crazy, I'm sorry. The Black Death that has been plaguing the earth and killing people in 48 hours. And she's taken onto a submarine, and then of course there's a handsome captain who she has a lot of tension with, and she's a hilarious character. So I really think you should look into 2 Degrees of Wrong as well as of Poseidon, because I really thoroughly enjoyed these books and I cannot wait for more by this author. Really fast, I just wanted to say one more thing about this book. All the different characters in it I felt were very unique, and I really liked the way they intertwined. Also, I thought that the main character was a very strong character, but also being very quirky, and she wasn't helpless by any means, but she wasn't necessarily the Rose like in Vampire Academy, where she's just so self-sufficient, but you can tell she wants to be, and I thought that that was very unique in the sense of how she was made as a character. I thought her character was just a very different bind up of a bunch of different people, or a bunch of other different characters, but I just really thoroughly enjoyed that. So that was just another little thing I just wanted to throw in there about this book specifically, because I think I got a little carried away with also talking about Degrees of Wrong, but I really do think you guys should check these out. The next one I'm going to talk about is Beneath the Glitter by Ellen Blair Fowler. I got this book a little bit before it came out because my Barnes & Noble had it beforehand, and I was very anxious to read this one because I have watched their videos for a long time, for a little over 2 years now, and I just have always wanted to write a book myself. Not that who knows if that'll ever happen, but I just thought it was really cool that they were given this opportunity because of YouTube and because of their fan base and everything, and I know that this is something that they both, specifically Elle, wanted to do forever, and so I just think that that was really, really cool. But, so I was excited to read this book. I was a little anxious to see how the writing style was and how the story played out, and I actually was pleasantly surprised. And it's about 2 girls. It's kind of loosely based on their life with other things thrown in that they wrote. But Sophia and Ava London, who are YouTube stars, and once their videos go viral, their lives kind of change directions, and they get thrown into the LA scene and meet new friends and find out more about old ones. And there's betrayal and boys and sister relationships. I really did think that this book was really good. I do think it ended with a lot of things open, things that I wouldn't think would normally be left open just to be read in a sequel. There are some things that you would want to know at the end of this one that you don't, but I think that that might just be the way they want, I mean, I'm assuming it's just the way that they wanted it, and that we will find out those answers in the next one. But I really did enjoy this book. I think that people that like Gossip Girl or Lauren Conrad's books, LA Candy, and that series would really, really enjoy this book. I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more, like loved it, if I was a little bit younger. But I still really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read the sequel. I think that they did a fabulous job, and I'm really impressed. The next book I'm going to talk about is Embrace by Jessica Shervington. This is about a girl named Violet who starts with her 17th birthday, and she hates birthdays. I mean, she hates her birthday because her mom died giving birth to her, and so she doesn't view it as a day to celebrate. And so, like I said, it starts with her turning 17 and her friends and her father trying to give her a birthday party, and her body starts to change. She starts to have, not like majorly, but her veins look weird, and she's having weird dreams. And her friend Lincoln, who is someone that she met in a self-defense class that has continued the training since the self-defense class, and she has always liked but has never felt anything back from him, starts to see these changes and starts to kind of get nervous and like ask her weird questions, and she's confused as to what's going on. And she overhears him talking to someone about how she is an angel, or not an angel, but she is a Grigori? I think it's Grigori. Yeah, Grigori. And I'm really bad at pronouncing things, as you guys know, so I could be saying that wrong. But that means that if within 12 days of a birth of a child, if one of their parents dies, there is an opportunity for an angel to give them their essence. so that they will become a Grigori on their 17th birthday. They will start the change, but to officially become a Grigori, you have to embrace, hence the name. but it's a choice that you have. But at the same time, Violet views it as not a choice at all. She has already started changing. She has reactions around certain people that she finds out are exiled angels. She figures out going through the book that she doesn't know for sure, but she finds out that she has a lot more power than other people normally do before they embrace. And it's about her figuring out what she wants to do, figuring out if she wants to embrace and become a Grigori, but also there's a lot of struggle along the way, a lot of exiled angels doing a lot of crazy messed up things to some of the Grigori, and she realizes that there's a war that's coming, and she ends up pretty much being forced into joining. And it's a really, really good book. It's kind of like of Poseidon, where it was a very different take on angels, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm excited that I have the sequel, Entice, which is what I'm about to start, because I really did enjoy this book, and I really think that it's going to be going in a really cool direction. It already doesn't, like some of the things that most YA do, where you can, I've read so many books that are in the young adult genre that, not all the time, but a lot of the times I can kind of figure out where the author is going to go with things. But in this book, I was wrong a lot, which I really enjoyed, because I obviously don't always like to know what's going to happen beforehand. But there's just some things that most young adult authors try to stay away from, and I felt like that wasn't the case with this author. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. It was very different, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. Violet is a very strong-willed character, which, like I've said, is something that I really, really like in characters. Lincoln is one of the guy characters, someone in the love triangle, and I am really intrigued by him. I think that he will be probably someone that I will end up loving. And then there's also Phoenix, and he is the other part of the love triangle, and he's an exiled angel, which are supposed to be the Grigori's main enemy. So it's very good. It's something I definitely recommend. And I think the third one, Emblazed, I think is what it's called, is going to come out in March of 2013, and so I'm very excited about that as well. So like I said, this is the book that I'm going to be reading next, Entice, which is the sequel to Embrace. And I will hopefully like this one as much as I liked the first one. Supposedly it's better, but we will see. I also will be posting a book haul soon, because I have purchased several books since my last haul, which is very sad considering my last haul was my birthday haul and it was huge. But I will hopefully be doing that book haul very soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about in this video, and let me know what you thought. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!